Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are an international panel today on Let's Talk Fabulous with Tamara. In fact, we're going to be talking about the power of vision. And so, without further ado, let's get to this. We are celebrating a book launch today. Many of you out there have done it yourselves. It's a very exciting time when you bring together powerful authors that have a message that is going to make a difference. And we're going to hear from our main author, our publisher, Dr. Vicky Omifolaji. And I want to ask this question, Vicky. What is it that gave you the inspiration to do this book?
Hi, Tamara, and hi to all my wonderful co-authors. Thank you so much, Tamara, for having us on your show. What inspired me to choose that topic? That's the question you asked, and I hope you have enough time because I've got so much to say. Um, Vision is so powerful. And if, as you can see, the title of my own chapter, which is the chapter one, is Vision is where success starts from. Vision is where success starts from. No matter what you see, where you go, what you do, everything starts with vision. Vision is about seeing ahead, seeing what things will look like when you get there, when you have it, when you receive your exactly what you're looking for. You already see it in your eyes. You already vision it. You've already look at it. You've already actually, sometimes if it's food, you've already tasted it. That's what vision is. We're sitting on chairs wherever we are anywhere in the world. There's a chair that you're sitting on. Somebody thought about it. Somebody visualized it. Somebody already see how it's going to look like when you sit on this chair that it's going to make. And the person eventually make that chair. And here we are. We have all sorts of different kinds of chair that we're sitting on. How about the clothes that we're putting on right now? Somebody visualize those clothes. That, okay, if I put this here and I put this here and I do this and I put color here, it's going to look like this. That's the power of vision. You've got to, first of all, see it first and then take steps towards making it a reality. And when I chose that topic, the power of vision and the role that played in getting you to where you are, all of us here, all of us here today, we are a product of vision. Vision. We saw that, okay, if I can do this and I can do this and I can do this, it's going to look like this, and I'm going to be an international speaker, and I'm going to be someone that will be invited onto Tamara's show, and I will be, maybe eventually I will be able to talk to Les Brown, and Oprah Winfrey will invite me onto a show. It's a power of vision. We all have it in us. And I just want everybody to highlight it, to be able to go back to the beginning, where it all started from, when they were nothing, when they had nothing, when they couldn't, do anything by themselves, and they had no idea where they were going. That was the idea behind everybody putting their pen to paper and writing about their own stories of how vision got them to where they are. Go back there, because by the time you are able to actually see that you've done this and achieved this, you're able to appreciate the journey so far. And not just that alone, the fact that you've managed to get to where you are today, it gives you, it gingers you to want to keep going and do more. That I can do this, that means I can do more, and I can do more.
Thank you for sharing that. In fact, what I want to do is now go around and have everybody on this panel, your co-authors, because you invited them to be a part of your book, to say their name, their location, where are they in the world, and what is the title of their chapter. And then we're going to show a little clip about this book. So why don't we start with Mistie? You're on mute.
Try it again. Hi, y'all. My name's Mistie Layne, and I am from the great state of Texas, down in the southeast corner on the Louisiana border in a town called Nederland, Texas. I'm very honored to be in this book. Thank you, Dr. Omifolaji, for the opportunity. And the title of my chapter is Clear Your Vision.
Excellent, excellent. And Dr. Richard?
Hello, Tamara, and hello, everyone. Hello, viewers. My name is Richard Mafuriranwa, or just Richard Maf. I am based in Perth, Western Australia, and I'm excited to be part and parcel of this great book by my sister and friend, Dr. Vicky Omifolaji. And the title of my chapter is My Life Story, Illustrating the Power of Vision. Thank you.
Excellent. Coach MJ Tolan.
Hi, everyone. I'm live here in Orlando, the entertainment capital of the South, where we have Disney Studios and Universal Studios. I'm very happy and proud to be part of Dr. Vicky's project. My chapter is called I'm Possible. Nothing is impossible.
Love it. Love it. And we know Christopher. Let's hear from Christopher.
Hey everyone, I'm Christopher D. Casson. I am in the western side of the United States and around the Salt Lake City, Utah area, and my chapter is called Vision Beyond Labels.
I love it, love it. Dr. Randi?
Hi, I'm Dr. Randi D. Ward from Metro Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm honored and proud to be in part of this book with Dr. Vicky and all of you, and my chapter title is My Endless Visions Guide My Life.
Excellent. And I am the host. Yes. However, I am also a co-author in this book. And my name is Tamara L. Hunter. I am residing in Branson, Missouri these days. And my title is The Power of Love. So let's do this. This video was created to celebrate this launch. So I'm going to play it, and then we're going to go deeper into the chapters. Now, as I always tell everybody, have a pen and paper ready to go, because you may hear golden nuggets. In fact, I have a feeling you're going to hear a number of them today. In fact, I spent the day this morning. I actually read the book today, and because it just came to my home, and I'm going to dive deeper with my pen the next time around, because there is so much good information that I gleaned. However, the thing that I will say in reading this, not knowing what Dr. Omifolaji knew about how this book was put together and why it was put together in the chapters, I'm going to say this: I was actually surprised. They are so deep, they are so real, and they all have a different take on vision, and yet they are so completely spot on. If you are preparing for a new year, 2023, and you want to get your focus, your vision ready, oh my goodness, this is the book you want to have. And I'm thrilled that I have it. So I am going to go around again, and I'm going to ask just a little teaser, if you will, because we're going to be having a bigger event. We're going to be talking about that. So stay with us, because you're going to want to be a part of this launch that is being held. It's actually being housed and beamed out from Australia. Yes, Australia. Pretty cool. I remember back in the day when I stayed up in the middle of the night to watch a royal wedding in the back when, and that was pretty exciting. Well, this is up there and even higher now, because what is going to happen with, we're going to have every single one of the authors a part of that event. So put it on your calendar. You want to be a part of it. It's going to be Tuesday night here in the States at midnight Eastern. And then we'll talk about what the times in Australia that it's going to be generating. Misty, you chose, you are last is first, because you're the last chapter. And yet, as well as I know you, this one took me for the loop. I was not expecting what I read. And I immediately text you because I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So why don't you tell us about Clear Your Vision?
Thank you, Tamara. I appreciate that. Thank you for reaching out about the chapter as well. I really am happy about this opportunity because it allowed me to look inward and decide for myself, what is my vision? You know, I'm on the survival side of adversity, which a lot of us are. We've been through some stuff, right? And I thought that I wanted to just travel the world, spread my message, reach as many people as I could, and just help people become transparent, because my mission is to let people's story today change another person's life tomorrow by being transparent and recognizing that we're overcomers. We're here, we're authorities now instead of victims. I spent so much time and so much money and so much effort chasing after everything I saw everybody else doing in this realm of speaking world or author, whatever it is, coaching, that I was burning myself out because I have a full-time career. I recently had to move my parents in and start being their full-time caretaker. And I was so busy trying to live the life that I thought 2 years previously I wanted, that I wasn't even enjoying the life I was having. Like, I couldn't even enjoy my day. It was just flying by. And at the end of the day, I kept finding myself saying that I was a failure because I didn't do what this person had done. I didn't come out with this show. I didn't have this book published like this person had done. I didn't rebrand and get swag like that person had done. And I would feel bad about myself, like I wasn't doing enough. I'm not saying that we shouldn't have goals and ambition and dreams, but I think it's important that we renew our vision every once in a while, because our priorities in life change. The direction of our lives should change with where our lives are. And when I moved my parents in with me, it changed the dynamic of every minute of my day. And I had to realize that that was no longer the goal. That was no longer the vision. It was still aimed at that, but it was redirected. I started to realize I could serve people right here in my house. I didn't have to travel the world. I didn't have to have 15 coaching clients. I didn't have to do all these big shows. I had to let my show go for a while because I just didn't have the time. And what I realized is what's true to me is just speaking transparency to other people and lifting them up, inspiring them to share their story so that their story today could change a life tomorrow. I could do that in local schools. I can do that in local prisons. I can do that in community outreach, Rotary clubs, whatever it is. There's plenty of opportunity right here at home where I could still take care of my parents, still be there for my kids, my grandkids, still have my career, which I was so in a hurry to get out of. And I had to step back and realize I love nuclear medicine. I've been doing it 25 years. My patients love me. I love them. Why was I in such a hurry to leave something really good that God had given me? You know, I have dreams and ambitions, sure, but I've taken the time, I've redirected, and with Dr. Vicky's book, I was allowed to redirect and allow myself to have a new vision and a clearer vision. So I cleared my vision with a new vision. And now at the end of the day, I don't feel so, not that I was a failure, I just feel like I was living up to what I should be because I was comparing myself to everyone else around me. And that's no longer the case. You know, I'm proud that I'm taking care of my parents. You know, I feel that that's the right thing in my heart to do. And the things that I do may be small things, but I feel like they're impactful things. I too have a book coming out. I'm helping several people that have never authored a book become first-time authors, and that feels amazing. And it's helping them, and that's exactly what I said I wanted to do. So I'm learning to stop and realize and pat myself on the back and be grateful for the things that I am doing, and quit trying to overdo.
You know
But
that.
still
Thank
have
you.
dreams and goals.
Thank you for sharing that, because you know how incredible is it? And as people are coming onto the show, you know, watching it, if you are on Facebook or you're in YouTube, you can make a comment and we'll see it here live. We'd love to hear from you and share the love. Share the love. Dr. Richard, let's hear about yours. My life story illustrating the power of vision. I did not know your story, and oh my goodness, what a story. What a story. Now I understand what it is that you're doing and why you're doing it. You wrote a very powerful story.
Thank you very much, Tamara, and hello everyone. My name is Richard Muff. I am a life coach for trauma survivors, and my chapter illustrates the power of vision. I begin my chapter by a true story that happened in my village that I still remember so very well. When my small village in Zimbabwe, about 30 kilometers from Harare, woke up to the death by suicide of a young man, which left everyone wondering why the young man had committed suicide, because he did not leave a suicide note. And I was a young boy, and I remember that evening gathering around the fire with my brothers, and they began to talk about, you know, what had happened in the village, and I was listening intently. As I retired to bed, Tamara, I was still gripped by this story because of what I was going through, the childhood adversity that I had experienced, and that was continuing, which included, you know, sexual abuse, childhood neglect, and so forth. I thought doing exactly like the young man had done, taking my own life by suicide, could be an escape to the pain that I was going through. But I remember I took a small book and I began to make daily entry of the pain, the misery, and the abuse that I was going through. And by chance, somebody discovered that and alerted the elders. And I remember a big meeting being convened, you know, as my father and his brothers were trying to resolve the issues that were going on. So, because of all that was happening, I conceived a dream, a vision for my future. So I would comfort myself, despite what I'm going through, one day I am going to grow up. I will be an educated man. I will have a beautiful wife and beautiful kids. I will travel the world, you know, being a teacher. So this was the dream that propelled me. And I remember as a young boy, wherever I would go, I would always be having a book. When I was heading cattle, I will be having a book. And fast forward, in 2001, I'm now, I've resigned from my teaching profession because I'm coming from a teaching background. I'm now a pastor. I've done my training at Bible College. I enrolled at the University of Zimbabwe, and I graduated with a diploma in religious studies. And my desire was to proceed to do an honors program, but I did not, succeed.
Mm-hmm.
But fast forward, 14 years later, Tamara, in January 2015, I graduated at the University of Tasmania, which with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Journalism. That was 14 years after. That speaks of the power of vision. In other words, the dream, the vision that I had and which I still had did not die. And even as I speak right now, I am still pursuing, developing myself in all areas. I'm working towards my second PhD
Wow.
in social work, besides the doctorate in ministry. Needless to say, I've encountered challenges, Tamara. I've encountered, vision obstacles that I refer to as vision vampires. And vision vampires are, those things, those human obstacles that do come to suck the lifeblood of your vision. This happened to me. And I've encountered vision vultures, which are human obstacles that do pick like a vulture, the bits and pieces of your vision. This happened to me. And I've encountered vision firemen, which are, the kind of people, whenever they hear of your dream, of your vision, they will grab the nearest water hose to put out your vision. I've encountered fear. I've encountered frustration and all sorts of obstacles. But here I am. I'm still standing. I have
Yes, you are. And you know what? I'm sorry to cut your words off here, but I want to be able to get to everybody else. And you know what? I don't want to give too much away because, I want them to read the rest of your story because it is absolutely powerful. So, thank you for that. The imagery, guys, it is solid and you'll be gripped from the very beginning. I'm going to go to Coach MJ Tolan. And let me just say, yours shocked me. I did not know. And I was like, okay, wow. Without giving any more, your turn.
So first of all, thank you, Tamara. I'd like to big shout out to Dr. Vicky for inviting me on this project. This is the second time I've collaborated with her book writing programs, and I think this is a wonderful opportunity. And I'm honored to be among so many great storytellers in this book. I kind of would just like to share this with the viewing audience. Of course, we're here. We'd like to have you grab the book for more than any other reason, hoping that maybe one of these stories can talk to you in a way that possibly could help you, guide you, be a lantern along your journey. This is not the time for anybody, or for me especially, to talk to you about my own personal story. I've shared enough in this book, and I put my heart and soul into it, but my accomplishments, my achievements are certainly not there. What's there is the obstacles and hurdles that I go through and I had to go through and that you have to go through. So we're all going through things together. And the great thing about it is you don't have to be alone. With the power of vision, you have 12 lighthouses, as I call them, that can help steer your path, light your way, and give you that extra bit of encouragement that I never had and most of us didn't have. And now through this type of collaboration, it's wonderful gift, privilege, and pleasure to be able to share these golden nuggets that I were to say, if I wanted my children to read anything and it was only like one book they could read, I would make sure I put this one in their hands, took their video games away, and said, okay, shut up and read this because it's going to help you. That's it. And I'm so grateful to be in this. And I thank Dr. Vicky for everything that she's done. Her inspiration, her leadership, her guidance has been just terrific. Kudos to everybody on the team. And a big shout out to my dear, sweet friend and editor, Dr. Randi Ward. Thank you.
Yes. And, you know, I second everything you just said. Absolutely. Just absolutely. And so when next person here, without further ado, we are going to now go to Christopher. Christopher, give us a little bit of an insight, golden nugget. Why do we want to pick up this book and read your chapter? I know. I read it. Wow.
Yeah, I'm shaking off the nerves. So it's been a while since I did live streaming. So for me, it's just, this was and I thank Vicky for organizing this, because it also let me just look back at my life and just see how far I've come. And it just shows that through each of these stories that everyone has a beginning. And for all you know, one of the people that you read about could be very similar to yours. So you could use that as sort of a guidance of how different possibilities of how you could push forward. And for me, well, to give a little bit of a backstory, I was diagnosed with being on the autistic spectrum, more specifically Asperger's syndrome, at a very young age. And let's just say my life wasn't easy growing up, as detailed in the book. And I was just left after high school with dealing with bullies, and also just one death after another in the family that had me in such a low place that eventually I just succumbed to just stuff myself inside that tiny little compartment box with a little label that says autism. Like, you know, this is all you can do. Can't really move beyond that. And it was just a real struggle to even keep moving forward. But eventually I just got to a point where I was just letting one opportunity after another pass me by. And eventually you just have to step up there, because the one thing that really struck me during my journey was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk. I'm sure many of you heard about him. He started speaking about, if you ever want inspiration to really push forward, that you should go to a hospice or an old folks home and just look in the eyes of someone that is clearly didn't really go for it, and now that he's on his deathbed, he or her, that it's too late to really change anything. And that just struck a chord with me. And it was one of those moments where it just felt like I either do this or now or never. I either actually push forward and stop using excuses to stay inside that box, or I could just be miserable and basically just drop dead from it. So that was my start, with pushing myself further and further, which, you know, my late mother also tried to do that based on someone named Temple Grandin, who is an autism advocate and also on the autistic spectrum, that said that the thing you should do for your children is try to push them out of their comfort zone little by little, not off a cliff. You don't want to do that, but just a little bit, just to get them to just adapt, which is just a part of nature in general. When we really observe it, everything is about ebb and flow, slowly evolving over time. And you just got to learn how to embrace that with all the difficulties involved with it. So that's basically what my chapter is basically summed up. And throughout this journey and just be reading it, just reiterated on how I just wanted people to, instead of looking at the label, look at the person that's behind the label that we tend to discard, because we are so focused on stereotypes and saying, oh, you can only be this, this, and that. And you see that through everything, especially political, religious, or just anything. And I just think we need to step back and take the time to slow down, take a breather, and just see how we're not only beyond our labels, but just how much joy there is out there that we tend to keep ignoring because we are so stuck inside our heads. So, and that's pretty much it.
You know, and may I just say, knowing you, many people know that in this panel, that Misty, Christopher, and you got 3 of the top 5, if you will, from the Impactor right here, plus one of the coaches and Coach Vicky. And so you got like a bit of a Impactor reunion. And one of the things I am ever so proud of you, Christopher, this is your first book.
Yeah.
That's huge. That is so huge. Can
Yep.
I just say how huge that is? And you've got people from all over the world that love you beyond love, deeply love you, that are rooting for you because your chapter is in here. And when I read your chapter, can I just say, it was like we were in our chat and your words of wisdom that you come out and you share, and all of our buddies love you so much because you come in and you may have a few things to say, but what you do is so amazingly insightful and powerful. That's exactly what is here in your chapter. It is beautiful. It is so well written, and it is amazing. I am so proud of you. And I wanted to say that because I absolutely love you and you know it. And I'm just, I wanted to share because I know there's going to be so many that are going to say, wow, he did it. And look what he did. He knocked it out of the park. So
and it's only the beginning and the first of many books in the future.
I have no doubt at all. This guy's an avid reader too. Oh my goodness. You should always see what's on his to read book list. I'm like, wow, that's pretty incredible. And he just eats it all up. So thank you. Thank you for sharing. So many are going to love your chapter. And, I've been recognizing people, and we've got some coming in, and I love it that we're seeing Vivian. Vivian, thank you for sharing here. Oh, I recognize the last name. Okay, there we go. I love it. I love it. I love it when family shows up. Hey, this is a family holiday for many in the United States and throughout the world. Many do celebrate this period of time of the year. And so next, I want to go to our favorite, if you will, writer, editor, person extraordinaire when it comes to all things written, plus world traveler, storyteller, many lover, many knower, Dr. Randi. Why don't you tell us a little bit of like a little glimpse, a teaser, if you will, about your chapter and maybe a pearl of wisdom, a nugget, something you want to share.
Thank you for these kind words, Tamara. Yeah, I'm kind of like a woman. I'm always a work in progress. I keep reinventing myself. I'm 73, but in my head, I'm still 26. Wow. And my book, My Endless Visions Guide My Life, discusses all the changing physical and emotional challenges and obstacles that I've faced in my life and how I've learned to overcome them with my faith in God, as well as my belief in my own strengths and my never-ending vision. Believe it or not, if you know me now, I grew up very, very shy. I had a very abusive father who verbally told me every day of my life that no one would ever love me and that I would not amount to anything. And I knew that better than that deep down, but it was my father telling me this. So, deep down, I believed him. And I grew up with these mental scars thinking, maybe he is right. Maybe I'm not worth anybody getting to know or work with. But I knew deep down that was wrong because I always had this vision that I wanted to dream bigger than anybody else. I lived in a small town, which I be honest with you, I hated because the people didn't dream like I did. They were so happy just being in this little tiny town, not seeing the world, not doing anything. And I envisioned traveling all over the world, which I have done now, 60 countries, and creating amazing things and helping people. And they were just happy just being ordinary. I didn't want to be ordinary. even though I was told that I was ordinary. So when I grew up, besides the problem with my father, I had a knee injury. Then I didn't walk for 5 years of my life, but I never envisioned myself sitting in a wheelchair for the rest of my life. So even though the doctors told me I would never walk again, it took a whole year, but in 5 years, I taught myself how to walk. I've had problems with my legs all of my life. I now have 2 artificial knees, which, by the way, work beautifully. So they're not mine, but originally mine, but they work. And then when I went to college, I decided to reinvent myself. This woman who my father told me was nothing could be something. So I started recreating who I wanted to be. And then after college, I met my husband, who made me feel beautiful. We were together 48 years until his death from lung cancer. But he told me, Randi, you can do anything you want to do. And I said, I believe that. He said, well, then do it. So I adopted the motto, believe, don't dream big, dream bigger. The sky is the limit, so reach the stars. And that's how I've lived my life. I decided, though, that I wanted to be an educator, okay, because I wanted to teach kids to dream bigger and also to have the education in order to be able to do that. But another thing is I wanted them to feel loved. And I always prided myself that my kids would always say, I don't really want to do this homework assignment, but I'll do this for you because I know you love me. And that was such a key thing that they knew that my passion was not just this teacher. I could be their mother figure if they needed it. And I taught in some schools where, believe me, they needed a mother figure. I taught in some really tough schools. Okay, so after I retired after 37 years, not because I hated teaching, because it was time. I got the opportunity to go to Cairo to teach. This was another vision. I wanted to teach in a foreign school. So I got to teach young adults English as a second language. But I lived there during the revolution, guys. I was surrounded by violence all the time. So when I came home, I thought, these people I need to tell their story. So I wrote my Egyptian memoir, which is going to be translated in Arabic, by the way, very soon, telling about the people and their struggle for democracy, which they really, truly don't have yet, and how they struggled. But it was also about my most amazing teaching experience of all time, teaching young Egyptians English as a second language. Well, that started my next vision. I always wanted to be a writer. So after I wrote my memoir, I started writing in all the genres because I'm an English teacher. The only one I haven't done is drama, but I envisioned doing a play someday. I wanted to be a musical.
There you go.
Okay, so then after my husband, I continued to write. And in fact, I had a horrible car accident in 2014, broke 8 bones in my body, including my neck. I have an 8-inch plate in my arms. I had broken ribs, fractured pelvis, collapsed lung, lacerated spleen, 8 months of physical therapy, 93 days in a neck brace, a horrible thing. Instead of sitting there feeling sorry for myself, I used my vision again. I said, how can I survive this horrible pain that I'm in? Well, Random Wanderings, my world adventure novel that takes place in 7 countries, is going to come out very, very soon. I finished it in 2016, but I never published it, but it's coming out. It is 99.9% ready. I just read the PDF copy before this launch. So that's coming out. So after my husband passed away, that was the only thing where I lost my vision. I was devastated. I was with this man for 48 years. We had done everything together. But a phone call talked about taking coaching classes. So I became certified in 4 months in 4 coaching categories, but decided I didn't want to just be a coach. I wanted to specialize. So I became a book writing consulting coach and a master editor because storytelling is so important, as we know with this book. So now I'm teaching people how to write their stories, and then I make them beautiful for them with my editing skills. And I am the editor of 2 magazines. In fact, I edited the first book for Vicky, our volume 1, which was also in. And so I'm so proud to be in her second book because I love Vicky. I love Tamara, MJ, Misty, all of you, Christopher, Richard. I love all of you. You're amazing people. I've read your stories. I cried through some of them, but then I smiled at the end because you're here and you're succeeding. So God bless all of you.
Well, and thank you for sharing that. In fact, all of you that are watching this are going to be able to meet all of the authors. We have 3 that are missing. I'm going to share something right now so at least you can see their pictures. party. We have a party that's going to be taking place. And that party, let's see here. That party is going to be generated from Australia, guys. So like I was sharing earlier, in the middle of the night, set your clocks, set your alarms, get up with us, stay up and join us. You get to be in the comfort of your jammies if you want. And in the Australia area, in that marketplace, it's going to be your daytime. I believe it's going to be in the morning. In some of the areas, it's going to be in the afternoon. So we're going to be doing this globally. And why? Because you guys need to have this book in your hands. You need to have this book in your hands, and you're going to want to hear from all the people that just shared. Now, in mine, I'm not going to go into it deep at all, but Power of Love. Now, you may say, Tamara, where's your vision in your chapter? Guess what? It's in there. You're going to have to read it. So you're going to find out how and why, because I go deep into it and I talk about things I have never talked about before. Never, not on a show, not on a stage, not in writing, never. So that's all I'm going to say. However, you're going to get something, and that is all roads lead back to this cause. I want you to see what the cause is.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been shown that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
Share this with your friends and family and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a chemo buddy for life.
We are a buddies network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love. We are chemo buddies for life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
And yes, I am running for a huge prize for that cause, because I've been gone for about 1.5 years. Many of you know it, wink, wink. And I am just coming back. We need to get it going again. We really do. And so what am I doing? Well, we're sharing humor, hope, heart, hugs, a whole lot of love, like Barbara Beckley showed in there. And also, I am running for a huge contest that is going to help us to be able to get it going again. And I'm going to ask for your support. I'm in the quarterfinals, and it's not about me, guys. It is about that cause.
Hi, I am Gloria Grace Rand from Melbourne, Florida, and what I like best about being Fab over 40 is the fact that things just get better every year. It's wonderful being over 40, and I am happy to be there.
Hello, my name is Michelle Moras, and I am Fab over 40. Fab over 40 is a mindset. It's not really an age group. It's when you step into the power of who you are, what you want to be, and who you really want to be. My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style. Thank you very much, Fab over 40, Miss Maya Angelou. But that is the power of stepping into who you are.
Tamara Hunter, so I am supporting Team Tamara in her bid to be this year's Fab over 40 woman.
many of you know that we have done, oh, thank you. Many of us know that we've done Giving Tuesday, and we did it big for many years. I'm still doing it, guys. It's called Fab Over 40. Ha! So instead of us doing a 36-hour live event on E360 TV and having hundreds of people throughout the world helping to make it happen, you guys are helping to make it happen through this. So help vote, help donate. There you go. Please, let's do this. And also, if you want to get your life together and really go forward in the new year, Dr. Vicky, we are doing a huge event, a launch that is going to be streamed everywhere from Australia. Why don't you give us a little insight into that and how we can participate and get our hands on this? And there's a specific time we want people doing that, right? You're muted.
All the time. Okay, yes. We want to present this book to the world. We want to present this book to everyone officially, to everyone on Wednesday, the 30th of November at 4 p.m. Australian time, Australian Daylight Saving Time, which is, I think, 12 midnight for Coach MJ Tolan, and even for Richard, who is in Australia here, Western Australia. I think that's around 1 p.m., isn't it? Yeah, and so it's different times for different people. We really struggle to be able to find a suitable time, but because it's online, it's virtual. We can make it happen. So we would like everyone that is available to actually join us, and help us, clap hands, chair co-authors and the author of this book. Putting pen to paper and writing something isn't an easy job, isn't an easy thing to do. I've written 17 books myself and published them. And coming from a place where I was told I couldn't achieve anything, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not, I'm nothing, to being able to say, yep, I can do this and I will do this. And I did. Not once, not twice, not 3 times. And it's the same thing with all of our co-authors. Things have been said to them, many things have been said to them, and those things were in positive. But now we all put our hands together. We put pen to paper, and we were able to share golden nuggets to be able to inspire so many people around the world. To see that no matter what had been said to you, that's not your full stop. That's not the end. You can keep going, and you can be what the creator of the universe wants you to be. So launching the book or presenting the book to the world is something that we want to do, and we would like as many people as can join us on Wednesday as we present the book. So each of the authors, co-authors, will be reading a part of their books. They will be able to talk about the inspiration behind them writing what they've written and what they got out of writing the book. Because writing is one thing. As you write, so many things happens. You go back to those thoughtful places that kinds of bring some stuff out. How did you deal with those things, and how did you keep moving on? Those are some of the things that some of the co-authors will be talking about on Wednesday, my time, whatever your time is, wherever you are. But we would like as many people as they can to join us. And I would actually love to do this, which came to me a few minutes ago, that each of us to pick at least 50 people from our friends list, those people that comment on our post, those people that that pat us on the back, that says, oh, well done, Tamara, oh, Coach, wow, you're doing a wonderful job. Those people that have been inspired by us in the past, that have commented it, not just read and pass on and just doesn't care, or because, they just can't be bothered, but those that really cares, and they're always commenting on our post, and they're always there for us, even though you might never have seen them, and it's likely you may never see them, but they are always there. They are on your I call Facebook street. So they're always coming onto your door to say, how are you doing today? Oh, well done. Oh, I saw that. Oh, you look fabulous. So those people, get about 50 of them and send them personal messages. I would like to invite you to a presentation of a book that I've been part of, and join us and be there with us. It would be so great to see you there, and I would like to be able to shout out to you while we're doing the program. And anyone that, so what I will be doing this afternoon, or actually this morning, is to set up an Eventbrite for our event. So when we now have the link, anyone that says they will be attending will get their profile picture and put it out there that have attending the launch. I'm attending the book presentation for the Global Achievers. So we would like as many people as possible to be there to cheer us on. And it will be great. It will be so great. We will be doing some book giveaways. It's Christmas time. It's moving towards Christmas time, and it's gift period. So we will be giving the gift away. With the prices are so ridiculous: 99 cents for an ebook, and it's $6 for the hard copy, which is the cost of the printing. Nobody's making anything out of it. So it's just, this is how much we print it from all the companies, and we're just giving it straight to everyone, same price.
Thank you for that. And I did notice that. And so everyone that is watching this right now, this is a gift to the world, is basically what she just shared in a nutshell. It is at cost. And if you buy it on Amazon, like I did, and if you have Prime, it's at cost, and the shipping is free. Wink, wink. So that's a great deal. Yeah, it's a great gift. And truthfully, what is a great idea? Don't do it until we have the party. Wait. However, what I want you to do with your little pen and paper is write down, who is it that would be able to use a little bit of inspiration going into the new year, and that you want to send them a gift. It's a great way to send a present, a holiday gift. And I want you to have that list ready to go on the day we launch, because you know what? What a great idea. And you can get it for them right away. What's nice, because it's audible, you can get the audio version, or you can have it. There's plenty of time to get it in, to be under a tree. Wink, wink. Yeah. So let's do that. Get your list together, your holiday list. Let's make a difference. So I know we are at a point where we need to wrap this up, everyone. And so I am going to say this for my amazing panel of people from all over the world. And let me tell you, Coach MJ Tolan accounts for a lot of that. Well, actually, many of them, because they've lived in all sorts of different places. You're going to see that too. So this is truly an international panel. So with that said, we are going to call this adieu. We are going to say goodbye for today and vote. Vote, vote, vote. Let's make a difference together. We can change the world. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.